I think the problem is Arsenal are no longer considered to be a world force where the top players want to go, and not in the Champions League. We've really struggled for quite a long time now. And, this whole concept of Arteta's process and trust the process, I'm not sure I do particularly. This process has lasted 2.5 years so far, and I'm not sure I'm seeing much improvement. How many league games we lose last season? 13 in the end, I think it was. That used to be resignation stuff for an Arsenal manager to lose that many league games. So I think Arteta is very lucky to still be there. And, I had a massive problem with the board giving him a brand new 3-year contract before the season ended, before he'd made top 4, and right off the back of 3 consecutive defeats to, reasonably lower end of the league of the division teams. Palace, Brighton and Southampton. I was like, why would you do that then? It made no sense to me in terms of motivating Arteta to make that top 4. So none of it at the moment makes me very happy. And I know there'll be Arsenal fans going, trust the process, just as they told me to trust the process with the latter years of Wenger, and that never came right. And I think the jury's out on Arteta. I would have much preferred, personally, having Conte.
If you could sack him right now, would you?
Well, you've got to have an option.
Okay, Pochettino. Would you sack him and take Pochettino?
Well, that's a very interesting call. I wouldn't be against that. I think Pochettino is definitely probably a better manager. I mean, the problem with Arteta is he's a complete rookie.
Would you though, Piers?
Probably, yeah. I would actually, yeah. Yeah, okay. I've always been a fan of Pochettino. I think he's a very good manager. He's very experienced. But, honestly, I would have preferred Conte. I think Tottenham have ended up almost by default with one of the great managers in the world. Yeah. And I love everything about Conte. And Conte will bring top players to the club. The Tottenham are going to be a lot stronger. Chelsea are obviously going to be spending big because the American new owners will want to prove a point. They've got buckets of cash. I think you're going to see Newcastle spending massively with all their Saudi oil resources. I think you're going to see a few other teams nibbling around there. So you look at Arsenal, you think, I don't think top 4 is even likely. But I'm more worried about top 6. I mean, what are we now? Are we a big club anymore? Or are we basically consigned for the next few years to mid-table mediocrity? It's going to be very difficult. If you can't get in the Champions League and you can't sign top players, I'm not sure how you change this rodeo, frankly.
Okay.